Inshallah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Nahmaduhu wa nasalli ala Rasulih al-Kareem. Brothers and sisters in Islam, 2 points tonight, inshallah. The first, a reflection on what was recited in the second rak'ah of the prayer tonight. It demonstrates the beauty of Allah's connection with us. Inna rabbaka ya'lamu. Your Allah knows. That entire verse is one verse. From the beginning of the second rak'ah to the end of it, it was one verse. In which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reassuring to our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah knows that you stand at night. Nisfahu wa thuluthahu wa ta'ifatun min alladhina ma'ak. A third of it, a half of it. Allah knows this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is stating two things. His appreciation of what Rasulullah is doing and acknowledgement. Allah knows you're doing this. The fact that someone notices someone and appreciates is a sign of love. Yes or no? It's a sign of love. This is a sign that Allah is telling Rasulullah that He loves him. And in this point, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that فَتَابَ عَلَيْكُمْ. Allah knows that there are going to be certain times you're going to be marda, you're going to be sick, or you're going to be out in journey or battle. Allah knows the circumstances that you face. Allah does not only acknowledge you at the time when you are at 100%, but He also acknowledges the times that you will face which may be turbulent in your life. And Allah knows that also. He acknowledges and He appreciates, and in accordance to that, He prescribes to us. فَقَرَؤُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ. That circumstances in life may come around that you may not be able to prolong your prayer as you're accustomed to doing. So shorten your prayer. Our deen is so beautiful that many aspects of our deen revolve around the circumstances that dictate the situation. And so it does not abolish a practice, it allows flexibility within the practice. Allah did not say stop praying. He said read what you can. Meaning, if it's going to be 3 verses in comparison of 30 verses, make it 3. Allah will still acknowledge it and Allah will still appreciate it. Say subhanallah. It's a beautiful thing. And so it is befitting for a Muslim that acknowledges the acknowledgement of Allah and that the appreciation of Allah is there, that they too should acknowledge and appreciate the circumstances that they may be in. SubhanAllah, the brother was telling me, it was a year ago, that it was around Fajr time in Haram and it was raining hard. It was pouring. And the Imam came to lead the prayer and he read قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٍ إِنَّا أَعْطَيْنَا. And now you say Astaghfirullah, Imam, Fajr, long rak'ah. But no, when you acknowledge the circumstances as Allah acknowledged the circumstances and you appreciate the effort of the people as Allah appreciates your effort, then you will do in accordance. Our deen is to be made easy, but it was in the absence of us making the deen easy in circumstances that we went from all in to all out. That's why you'll hear people say, I'm too busy, I cannot pray. No, you can pray, but you don't have to pray long prayer. Make it short, but don't miss the prayer. Allah did not say leave the prayer. فَقْرَؤُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ. Whatever you can, you recite. So this appreciation and acknowledgement was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in relationship to the Quran. And with that I end my second and final point. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, the Quran is our ni'mah and blessing. Do you all agree? It is the miracle that lives on from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of us may not be able to become hafiz of Quran, but all of us must learn to recite the Quran with tajweed. التجويد بالقرآن حتم لازم من لم يجود بالقرآن فهو آثم. In the books of tajweed we learn this poetry. To recite the Quran with tajweed is a lazim. It's a must. It's a mandate. There's no exception. مَنْ لَمْ يُجَوِّدْ بِالْقُرْآنِ فَهُوَ آثِمُ. A person who does not recite the Quran with tajweed is a sinner. What is tajweed? Many of us, when our kids are small, we turn on YouTube, Manshawi, or we put on Sudais, or someone, Mahir Mu'aqli, and we say, read like them. Brothers and sisters, tajweed isn't voice. Blessing of Allah is on the person who recites with tajweed. Yes or no? And blessings of Allah are on the person who recites with tajweed and has a beautiful voice. These are two separate blessings. But we feel if you have a good voice, that means you have tajweed. No, brothers and sisters. Tajweed is to pronounce the huruf from its correct makharij, to pronounce the letters from its correct place of origin, regardless if it may not sound perfectly and melodiously as one would anticipate it to be. This is something that we personally learned from Qari Jibreel when he visited us in England. He explained this point to us. That to bring the huruf from the makharij and to understand the mad and to understand qalqala and to understand ghunna, these are all rules of tajweed. To understand them and their placement is a must on all Muslims. Having a beautiful voice but not correctly pronouncing the letter does not make it happen. So blessing be to our mashallah hufaz like this one, who mashallah not only recited beautifully but also to his ability has done his tajweed. MashaAllah. Everyone say MashaAllah. It's a beautiful thing. And that is why we in this community are blessed with many great scholars in great fields. Take benefit from them. Our dear Qari Mu'adh and Qari Asil, people who in their life have spent years, not just to get a paper, ijaza, but to actually understand tajweed. And yes, for most of us, from the subcontinent, it's hard. There was days we used to sit and cry, and we're born in Canada, but it was hard to take that slang out and make it the fusha. It was hard. And our teachers would tell us, buy a £1 in England, £1 mirror, and sit and look at the mirror and make sure that it's coming out the right makhraj. The most complicated letter to pronounce is Bad. Bad comes from touching of the tip of the side of the tongue to the tip of your molars. And Ali radiallahu anhu was one of the few sahabas who could pronounce Bad from both sides. If you look at I'm a lefty, so I could do it with the left side. I can't do it with the right. He could do it both. But it was this makhraj, which it's pain, it's hard. But guess what? While you're pursuing that knowledge, Allah will give you double the reward. So in closing, Allah acknowledges us. Allah acknowledges our circumstances. And Allah appreciates all we do. Let us continue to do more. And let us continue to become better. So that acknowledgement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may grow. And so that appreciation may make us flourish and thrive. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow myself and all of us to benefit from the time that we have, the knowledge that we have, the resources that we have, the opportunities that we have to become better in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.